Okay, all
Welcome,
set.
guys, to the Axios Fux Podcast. Appreciate you guys tuning in. We have a good one for you today. And as always, make sure to like it. Tag us on Instagram if you're listening, and let us know so we can retag you. We have a new Instagram, the Axios Fux Podcast on Instagram. And obviously, you guys know our personal pages. Vasily, what's your personal?
It's first name Vasilis _Axios. Very simple.
And then mine is conservative.leonidas. It's my new page. I made my new name. So go follow us there and tag us if you're listening.
Yep. So we'll jump right into it, Christian. So basically the purpose, so me and Christian have been discussing this membership we relayed to you guys in one previous podcast. And I'm going to give you guys the lay down of what it's going to entail, what it's going to be really about, and what value is going to be provided. So a little background, if you guys don't know, clearly you probably know there's something being called censored or shadow banned on all social media platforms, right? This isn't like a new thing, but it's been a consistent thing in the last probably 2 to 3 years. So people like a Donald Trump, people like an Ian Smith, anyone who went out, Tommy Vexer, I think his name is, anyone who went off the path into a different little route and that was against the agenda, you could say, they were banned and censored. And a lot of them created their own platforms like Donald Trump did. He created his own platform where he's not censored. He can say what he wants to talk about. He speaks more specifically on a certain specific subject. Like what Christian and I like politics, just mostly politics. What this membership is going to be about is going to be it's a grouping of all types of information, but the raw version of it, where there's no like sugarcoat, as well as, I mean, you're free to speak your mind. Mm-hmm. So this is the thing, and getting feedback, true feedback, because we all know someone might ask advice and the advice they give is crap, and you can tell them their advice is crap in something like this type of group. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to be, if someone says something ridiculous on social media and you say something back to them, then you're going to get a whole flock of, I don't know what you can call them. They're going to come after you. So that's the general idea. I did want to say one more thing that I can't recall at the moment. But point being, it's a group where it's very exclusive. It's going to be very exclusive. And the purpose of it is to allow basically free speech and discussion that you can't really find anywhere else. And you will not also, there's going to be we talked about this, Christian, the clause of, what is it? No talking. I forget the clause it's actually called, where members aren't going to be publicly known. Yeah. So like, if you're someone who doesn't want to be publicly known to be part of that membership, like this isn't something we'd be pushing on anyone, because clearly there's a problem in the world, and if you go against the grain, it's going to ruffle some feathers.
Perfect. Awesome. So message us on Instagram if you guys have interest in that. But moving on, we wanted to give you guys an update as to what is kind of going on. Obviously, this is supposed to be published every Monday, a new episode. Today's Wednesday. The reason being is because me and Vasily, we, as you guys know, are buying a property out in Florida. It's going to be the podcast studio. We're going to really ramp everything up. We know that things nowadays, they are not like they used to. In the past, you could just produce content, no matter how great quality it was. You'd get views, you'd get like a bunch of traction. And that was pretty much the main primary, component to getting a lot of views, a lot of publicity and attention for, just producing great content. And now you need a studio, you need all these other different things. And this is really me and Vasily's, passion project. And it's something that we want to do long-term. We take a different approach to life than most people. We don't have a traditional, life. We don't work 9 to 5s. We have worked 9 to 5s, but we decided that wasn't for us. We're in the process of doing a couple other interesting things that you guys definitely are going to be interested in the future, such as getting, citizenship in Greece and, taking things to the next level when it comes to all different areas, whether it's making money, getting into different networks, selling real estate from pretty much everywhere, and also building a team. That's kind of what we're working on behind the scenes. So every week we want to bring to you guys a new topic of discussion, and that way, we can all grow together and build this community up, because I think the most scarce thing right now in this world is people who are like-minded and who can actually be authentic with each other about what's, growth and what's actually not. One thing that I can't stand nowadays is seeing, you'll scroll and you'll see like these, I think it's Sports Illustrated with like these really fat people on the cover, and it's trying to like make this whole perception of what beauty is into something totally just so confusing. I mean, everyone's just, it's such a soft way of making everyone feel good.
Like, think about how over time, and everyone's just going to say, oh, it's a different time, or things have changed. I sent that group message a link yesterday of the philosophies by Spartans, right? Sparta.
Yeah.
And one of them was like, think about how, like, imagine nowadays someone saying this would be so out of the ordinary. And it was when Xerxes said, it was a second warning. He said, lay down your arms, is what he said, right? And Xerxes' army, they took over parts of Asia, all the Middle East, whatever it may be. And Leonidas, the king at the time, said, all he said was, come and take them.
Yep.
That's all he said. So imagine a society today where you had someone like, well, that's actually what's happening right now with like the gun reforms and stuff,
yep.
where people are getting threatened to get their guns taken away. And it's literally been said, come and take them, come and take them and see kind of what happens. And for the last 3 years, people have been pushed too much to the point where when the other side comes, whatever may be a political party or group of people or how people react, it's going to be like the most radical punch back. It really will be. Because that's the thing. When you push someone to an extreme, they're going to come back with even an extreme. So I think it's going to be an elastic effect, in my opinion. It's going to go, we've been on one part of the spectrum, so deep into that spectrum. But when things turn the corner, it's going to be the opposite side, but even further. It's going to be even further. There's going to be an agenda that
DeSantis, you said, it goes into office.
If DeSantis goes into office, and I like the guy a lot, and overall he's great, but if he goes in the office, he's going to make the other side, the other political party, like shit themselves, because he's radical.
Yeah,
he really is radical. Very well spoken, really nice guy, but he is so certain of what he wants.
Yeah,
he will do whatever.
That's the only reason I think that it comes off as radical, because he's not really afraid to say what he's thinking.
He's not afraid. He's not afraid whatsoever, and that's the thing. It's like, this is what happens though when you push someone so far.
Yep.
Because when someone like his time comes, he's not going to let up. He's going to come back 10 times harder.
Right. Yeah, I do think that he's definitely. I think he's probably had. I don't know how much if he's had more experience than Trump in politics, but
it's possible. It's actually very possible.
It seems like it, or maybe just that he's been like with this military background. This has been a plan of his for a while, but yeah, it definitely seems like he's strong in his ways, and he's not planning on letting those ideas up.
No, it's getting even stronger and stronger and stronger. So that's why I don't know if he's going to be a candidate, but a lot of people want him to be. But he loves the state of Florida, so he might just stay with the state of Florida. He really will. But if not, I'm telling you, it's going to be like, I don't even know. Like, I think it's going to be definitely extreme. I think it will be extreme. I mean, for someone like me or you, like business wise and making money and flourishing, prospering, it's great, because that's all it's about. It's about money on his side of things and keeping people freedom to do what they kind of want to do.
Right.
That's big, and that's how it should be. But yeah, that's really what it is. Kind of lost track of what we were talking about, but kind of went down a rabbit hole.
No,
do you recall?
No. I mean, that's, I think what the podcast is for, is to kind of give people an idea as to where our mindset's at. Because I think when I started to realize things during the pandemic that in Massachusetts things were changing, I wanted to be on the better end of all of it in terms of having, I wanted to be, I always try to be not a trendsetter, I would say, but I like to be on the front side of where everyone is thinking of doing things. I can make quick decisions, sometimes to my detriment, and we've talked about this, but sometimes I think for the most part they've been good. And it's usually comes out of emotion, but then I use logic to make sense of it. So when I decided to move down to Florida, it was a little emotional. I was like, hey, I'm going to move down, even though I'm not prepared, because I see this is where freedom is. And I know ultimately that is actually truly what everyone wants. What's funny is that Texas is like a state that's super, free, but then now Austin's becoming, I think, not so much. Like, I mean, when
Austin
you
and Dallas,
what?
Austin and a lot of Dallas too.
Yeah, when you get a lot of people going to one area, I think they're attracted to the freedom aspect, freedom aspect of that state. And then you get there, and then everyone starts coming, and it loses some of its freedom. So,
you got all the Californians. I mean, even like Christian, like you're in the only where you are right now was actually Florida. I think, in my opinion, the farther south you go, like down to Miami, I wouldn't even consider that Florida.
No, it's
that's
like
not
New York
where.
It's like New York in the tropics.
Yeah, that place is. I don't know. It's okay. It's good for fun. But same with like Texas, you had all the Californians. They move out of California. The big tech
wanted
companies.
Authentic Florida. I wanted that.
Yeah.
When I initially moved here, I didn't get it until, like a year after when I moved up here, to where I'm at now. But that's what I wanted. I wanted authentic Florida, like I remember growing up with Marco Island.
Yep. And you got it. I mean, that's the thing, though. It's like you had people coming to Texas for certain reasons, and now you have a different. It's just like let's say you put oil and water. You know how oil always floats to the top?
Yeah.
Because it's a denser material. It's a denser material. Yeah, it's a denser material or denser liquid. This is what's happening. It's like you're getting this other belief now in like a place like Texas and even Florida. Hopefully not Florida. But I think if anything, it's going to be in Miami. It's going to be in Miami area. That's the only area. But Tampa, at least outside of Tampa, it's very diverse and people know what they want. People know what they want there. But places like Texas, for example, I sent you that video of what was going on in like a Texas club, Dallas club, bunch of like 12, 13 young kids. Yeah. And there was someone who was confused about their gender and they were like twerking on the kids. And it's like, dude,
absolutely crazy.
The normal Texas, you go to the suburbs, you go to where people are still riding on horses, you will if you're doing that to kids, like you will get shot.
Yeah, for sure. And the same thing about Florida or where I'm at, actually, you'd be surprised because most people think Southern Florida is like the most redneck. It's actually Northern Florida.
For sure.
It's Northern Florida. So like Miami, and then you have Tampa above that to the west. And then above all of that from, Jacksonville down to that area that's all Southern. Redneck. That's really because above Orlando and Tampa, there's nothing till you get to Jacksonville, and then you just have like Georgia. So it's also more like Southern, but like, I think that's what's interesting. What I found is that usually you think, the most Southern part of the country is going to be the most, but no, it's not like that.
Did you, when you drove back up here, when you drove here up and down, did you go through Jacksonville? Did you go through Jacksonville or no?
I did, yeah.
And is it very like country, very country?
No. Jacksonville is similar. What my experience, it was like, it's not similar to Tampa in the way that there's not, I didn't at least experience much of the the water vibes like here in St. Pete, Clearwater, like it's just such a peninsula down here that the whole thing is just like fun. There's fun things to do. But Jacksonville, I think it's more like, I would say, if I were to guess, like Sarasota, where it's like, it's just an area that, you know, there's higher priced homes along the water. And then there's some stuff to do. The town, I mean, the city has a lot to do probably, but not nearly as much as like Tampa. But it gets more, it's more busy up there.
Yeah, because you have, I mean, you're bordered by different states at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely, it makes sense. It makes sense probably between the Jacksonville and then Orlando, Tampa area. I could see it being just completely dead.
Yeah, there's just, I mean, those 4 hours going from Tampa up to Georgia, which is all Florida. Those are the most, I've never seen so many Jesus signs. I've never seen like so many open fields and things like that. There's a lot of that. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of that.
That's like, you know, we always forget about the Midwest too. Like we never think about Midwest.
Well, I went to Kentucky when I picked up Leo.
Oh, you did actually, yeah.
And that was a lot of farms and things like that.
Yeah. Kentucky. That's what I'm thinking of. Kentucky. What does it look like in Kentucky?
It's actually beautiful. The scenery is incredible. Yeah, there's a lot of those gems, I feel like. I think Kentucky's one of them. That, I mean, I went to a farm to pick them up.
Literally a farm?
Yeah.
I want to go to like Montana. You know, Montana would be the next. Montana.
Yeah, that's where I would love to go too. Bozeman is where I heard is really nice. Bozeman, Montana. Yeah.
So that's kind of what it is, Christian. I think like the general idea is kind of what we're doing, what we're gonna have done the next the next month, one of those things, and then within the next 6 months, other things too.
Yep.
September 27th. I mean, that's when we're gonna start looking. I mean, we'll get into that later one actually. We can talk about that later one. Besides that, I mean, do you have anything else you want to say?
Nope, that's about it. I mean, we're you know, a lot of changes happening right now, a lot of growth. This has been a stressful process getting this place, but we're almost locking it down and we're doing it for, you know, this is really going to catapult us. I really see a lot coming after this happens. It's just getting to the finish line.
We got to get someone to like design something like this, like the podcast studio.
Yeah, we do.
Because we need like you know, we're gonna have the setup will be really nice. I want to make it's gonna be a really nice setup. Really nice setup. But okay. Yeah, Christian, I'm heading to Encore tonight. So watch the Seas tonight, like 9.
Cool.
Yeah. So but if you want if you can send this to me, if I can take a peek at this, I don't know if you can send this to me, if you can try, and then I'll do